You know that moment when an avoidant starts acting different? Not rude, not cold exactly, just off? Their energy shifts. Their responses slow down and they seem more guarded. And you're left wondering, did I do something? Did my presence disrupt their peace? I want to clear something up because a lot of content online oversimplifies this in a way that actually hurts people. You entering an avoidance life does not automatically disrupt them. Avoidants don't live chaotic lives. Most of them actually live very structured ones. Their routines, their independence, their emotional boundaries, those aren't random. Those are regulation tools. That's how they function. Think of it like this. Some people regulate stress with emotional closeness, reassurance, talking things out. Avoidants regulate stress by designing their life in a way that keeps emotional activation low. Their lifestyle is their coping system. So when you come into their life, you're not the problem. You're not too much. You're not ruining their peace. What happens is more subtle than that. At first, they can handle you just fine. Early connection feels light. There's space. There's no pressure. No emotional weight yet. Their nervous system stays regulated because the connection hasn't asked anything of them. But as closeness increases, and this is the key part, expectations start to form. Not because you demanded more or that you were needy, but because intimacy naturally creates emotional responsibility. And that's where things shift. Avoidants are not avoiding love. They're avoiding nervous system overload. Their system wasn't built to regulate through emotional dependence, emotional presence, or emotional consistency with another person. So, when a relationship moves too fast in that direction, their stress system starts turning on. And when their stress turns on, their instinct is to create space. That's why it can feel like the moment they really start caring, they pull back. It has nothing to do with automatically seeing you as dangerous, but because connection activates something they don't know how to manage. This is why anxious partners often feel confused. You're thinking, but nothing bad is happening. And you're right, but their body doesn't read safety the same way yours does. For an avoidant, safety comes from autonomy, predictability, and emotional distance. So getting close, even healthy closeness, can feel like loss of control of their lives. So when they see you coming, it's not that they dread you. It's that they sense the relationship moving toward depth. And depth requires regulation they don't have. This is also why they might start needing more alone time, become less responsive, or seem emotionally distracted. They're not plotting. They're not trying to punish you. They're trying to down-regulate. A lot of avoidants unconsciously treat relationships like something that needs to fit around their already regulated life, rather than something they build alongside someone. That doesn't make them bad. It means connection feels like a stressor instead of a stabilizer. And here's the part that's important for you to hear if you're anxious. Your presence didn't create their discomfort. It revealed a limit in their capacity. You didn't disrupt their peace. You activated a system that learned how to survive without a partner. Many avoidants build lives that are tightly structured around independence because that's how their nervous system learned to feel safe. That's a huge difference. So if you notice an avoidant pulling back when things start to get serious, don't automatically turn that inward and assume you were too much. This isn't about deserving or not deserving love. It's about whether someone has learned how to stay regulated while being emotionally close. And many avoidants haven't. Not yet. This doesn't mean the connection wasn't real. It doesn't mean you imagined the bond. And it doesn't mean you did something wrong by wanting depth. It just means their nervous system knows how to survive, not how to attach securely. And that's something no amount of love, patience, or understanding can fix on your own. The way avoidance in relationships isn't always handled well, and it can come across as lacking empathy. Because of that, you'll see a lot of content online from people who were deeply hurt but never understood the actual dynamic. When we're in pain, we tend to fill in the gaps with our own interpretations, and those interpretations come from our own personal lens of pain, not from truly knowing what was happening on the other side. But to heal, you have to understand why it didn't work. And I don't mean just saying they got overwhelmed or they were stressed. What specifically triggered the shift? What patterns kept repeating? No one is perfect, but understanding the real reasons, the moments, the pressures, the unmet needs, helps you see why your partner reached a point where they felt the need to walk away.